On today's video, I want to go through the phases of the project where I want to focus more on the scoping phase of the project because you know what, when you receive a project, one needs to understand what is it that you have to do. Oh, let me tell you, why was I really away? Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Tabisa and I do educational and lifestyle content. I know I have been MIA to all my returning subbies. Hello my darlings, I hope you're doing well. I know it's been 6 months and days, my love, since you walked away. I missed you so much and I don't know what to say. I am back. I know I have been MIA. I will explain. I have a reason. There was a valid reason. I was busy with a heavenly project. I will show you at the end of this video. On today's video, I want to go through the phases of the project where I want to focus more on the scoping phase of the project because you know what, when you receive a project, one needs to understand what is it that you have to do. Firstly, let's go through the phases of the project. I know it kind of like confuses people. Some people will be like, I only know 5 phases of the project. Some people will be like, no, I know 6, I know 7. So I want to break it down today and explain. You will have those different phases because of the complexity of the project. For example, some people will only know that there's an initiation phase, there's planning phase, and there's execution phase, there's monitoring and control, and there's close out. And then there are people who will be like, no, I know that there's scoping phase, there's conceptual design phase, there's detailed design phase, there's infrastructure and procurement phase, there's execution phase, there's commissioning and closeout phase, there's benefits realization phase. So everything, like I'll say, you are all correct, you are all right. It only depends on the complexity of the project. There are those projects that they don't do conceptual design. There are those that they don't do detailed design phase. So most people, yes, they will only understand those 5, of which even on PMBOK, we have those 5 phases of the project. PMBOK, which is project management knowledge areas, right? So you will know about those 5 projects, but I know in engineering, that's how I was taught as well. In engineering, we deal with 7, which means we have those ones that I have mentioned. But today, I want to zoom in on the scoping phase. What is it that we do on a scoping phase that will also happen during your initiation phase of the project? You know what? When any project is initiated, there's a need. And that need will come from a business case, right? So a certain organization will have a business case as to, you know what, we need to build these houses. Okay, why do we need to build these houses? Okay, there's a need because we have this informal settlement that is along the road, and then we want to improve the city, right, wherever that you are at. So now the business case will stipulate all those things, that the need of the project. So for example, as a project manager, you will not be involved on a business case. You will receive the business case from an executive or from your manager. Okay, this is the project that we need to do. So now, which means a project needs to be initiated. That's when some people will be like, okay, I'm on the initiation phase of the project. I'm on the scoping phase of the project. So now the initiation, the project, it will get initiated. Then the scope, it defines the project. What is the problem that needs to be sorted? So now I just prepared different deliverables that you will have to do during your scoping phase. So we have here a scoping study undertaken. So now that you have received that business case stating as to what is it that you want to fix on this particular project, so you will undertake a scoping study, having to understand the ins and out of this project, having to identify the boundaries of this project, because when we're doing projects, you don't just do anything, but we have to work within the boundaries of the scope, right? Then you will also do the business justification. So now, okay, you have this a business case, right? Stipulating this project, but now you have to have that business justification, which means you're justifying as to, is this really a need, right? Because whatever project that you undertake, there should be a need for it. So now it will be explained, you know what, you will also involve different stakeholders that you can justify the business case, right? And then now that's where you will discuss, okay, yes, we do need to build these houses. These people have been staying here for so many years. Now, okay, how are we going to build these houses now that these people are occupying this area that we want to build? That's when now, okay, you identify, okay, we can relocate these people from this area to this, maybe a temporal area that you have to find. Okay, that's when now you are justifying this scope that you want to do. You checking everything that might be required for this particular project. Okay, so now you go to compliance and regulation requirements. Now that we're saying we want to build in this area, what are the regulatory requirements that will be needed for this project? We're like, okay, the land belongs to a certain company. Do you have to buy this land, right? Because if these people were maybe staying here, maybe legal or illegal, then we have to identify those things. Who does the land belong to? Do you have to buy the land? What are the regulations that are required for this project? Is there any, water licenses? You identify those things. Do we have to go to the municipality and apply for certain things? That's what we check. Okay, this is the kind of scoping that we need to do. Let me fix this. Okay. Yes. So now you go to the municipality. Okay, in municipality you have identified this land. Okay, now what is it that is required? So you identify all those regulatory requirements during the scoping phase. Can you see? You just want to understand now, okay, what is it that is required for this project? And then what you also gonna need to check here is the supply chain requirements in terms of procurement. What kind of procurement strategy is it going to be required on this project? Are you gonna need to go externally, or do you have internal resources that can do this particular project? You also now gonna have to draft a schedule on this particular project. That is my favorite. If it's not planned, it's not gonna happen. So you do a draft a schedule. We also sometimes will do a baseline schedule. That is now where we kind of estimate the duration of the project. How long will this project take? Then you will stipulate all the activities that you have at the moment. Remember, in scoping phase, the time when you start defining the project, you won't really have all your task at hand, but you need to estimate. That is when now you also need people that are experienced, to assist in terms of timelines. That is when then we'll draft the schedule. You will also have to forecast for the project so that you estimate exactly how much budget will you require for this project. How much will you need? Then that's when now you will also draft the budget, which means you're forecasting as to the estimation as to how much this project will cost you. And then now that you have all those things, you also identify the resources. Who are the people that are going to be working on this project? who are the resources that you require, like the stakeholders, you know what, to support this project. That's what you will do. Then now we will have to draft a project charter for this particular project. Project charter again will have, like, you will have your scope, you will have the purpose, you will have the objectives of this project. You will have your schedule, you will have your stakeholders, you have your estimated budget that will be required for this particular project. So that's what you will do then when you on a scoping phase, right? So I want you, as you receive your project, that you have an understanding that that time you're not sure yet. Everyone, like, is also still just defining the projects, the boundaries, the ins and out of this project. But as you, before you complete your scoping phase, you will know exactly now what is it that you're going to be doing before you can move to a planning phase. Some will also say then you can move to your concept design phase. That is what we're going to be doing next week. We will be doing concept phase, what really goes down when we are on a scoping phase. I hope this was enlightening you. I hope this was, you know what, beneficial, and stick around for more of project management content. So let me tell you, why was I really away? I was busy, you know what, with a heavenly project. Look here, I'm gonna stick here that I'm busy. There's a ministry that has been bestowed upon my life. It's gonna be launched on the 2nd of August. So if you're in Cape Town, you're welcome to come. We still have few slots. That is what I was busy with from the beginning of the year until now. I could not do anything. I had to focus on that. But now that, like, things have moved and progressed well, now I can go back to my Baby's Academy. I'm back. I missed you so much. Please don't forget to comment on the comment section as to how many phases do you know when, and what are the phases that we have completed. What is it that you are looking forward in this season of this channel? Goodbye and God bless you. See you next week.